So we're out here on the T-Dub, and that tree right there behind me, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to try to zoom in on it, but there are two bald eagles hanging out in that tree. I'm going to see if I can't zoom up on them. They are right there, and it's kind of shaky. There he goes, one of them right there, and the other one's still just sitting up on that branch, so kind of pretty cool to see. Hey, Matt here with Mob Street, and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the top 5 mods that I want to do to the TW200. Now, notice I said want to do, not need to do, because straight out of the gate, straight off the showroom floor, the TW is an excellent platform, and there aren't that many things you have to do to it going in, buying it, knowing what you're going to buy. So I'm familiar with the TW. I've worked on a bunch of them, and I've been around them for quite a while. And now that I've had mine for almost a year, these are the top 5 things that when I get the money, I would like to do to the TW, not have to do. Let's start off. The very first thing that I did was buy handguards. There were 2 reasons I bought these. First reason, they were inexpensive. They were $39.99 from Rocky Mountain ATV, and reason number 2, they provided hand protection. So when you're going through the trails and you're going through the brush and whatnot, these protect your hands quite well. And the second reason I really like them is they block the wind. So if it's a little bit colder day outside and you're out riding, it's good to have those handguards because they help block the wind and keep your hands warm. So that was the first upgrade that I wanted to do to the TW. Now the second one that I did was buy a rear rack. And there are a few racks out there for the TW, but I wanted one because it gave my kids somewhere to grab onto and gave them a little bit more stability when they were riding, or when we were riding 2 up on the bike. Now this rack has multiple purposes, and the main one, like I said, was to give my kids somewhere to hold on to. But this bad boy is 18.5 inches wide, 11.5 inches deep, and it has a freaking stable mounting system on this that, I mean, you can put some pretty hefty weight onto the back of that and not have to worry about it. This one cost me $200. This is the Cycle Rack's rear rack. There's different racks for different purposes, but to fit my specific needs or wants with this, the Cycle Racks was the way to go for me. The third thing that I would like to do to the bike is get a new skid plate for the bike. So this one is extremely thin. It doesn't do a whole bunch of protecting. It's the stock plate, but I haven't done anything too gnarly just yet to really justify buying that skid plate. Now, I don't want to get into a situation where I would go, man, I wish I would have bought the skid plate beforehand and do some damage. So I have noticed that that is a little bit flimsy, and I want to get that taken care of. The fourth upgrade that I would like to do, which again is not a necessity right off the bat for me, is the foot pegs. Now the foot pegs are extremely small, and I've heard pros and I've heard cons about the foot pegs, and I know a few guys that have put bigger foot pegs on there that absolutely love them. Other people say, yeah, but with the smaller foot pegs you're less likely to hit rocks or whatever it may be, get caught in brush or whatever. But in all honesty, the bigger foot peg does give you a little bit bigger platform, plus the grips that are on the pegs themselves are a little bit meatier, so they grip into your boot a little bit more, which is going to help with foot control when you're standing up and trying to maneuver the bike around that way. So when the time comes, the 4th upgrade will be the foot pegs. Now, foot pegs or skid plate first, I'm not sure. Just depending on, you know, how we roll the dice on that one. It may be something that the foot pegs come first and then the skid plate. It's not, again, a necessity for me with the type of riding that I'm doing right now, which is just casual mountain cruising. Just finding old dirt roads and just cruising out on the dirt roads and cruising around the yard, taking the kids for a ride, cruising around town. You know, me and my wife will hop on and go down to the mailbox, or we'll, you know, go grab a bite to eat or something like that, that is not overly aggressive riding. Now, if you are doing aggressive riding, I recommend those come fairly quickly. The last thing, number 5, and this is kind of a toss-up. I kind of have a tie for number 5. The first one, with the riding that I've been doing, I stand up occasionally and my reach down to the handlebars is okay. Now, if I were to able to have maybe a 2-inch rise on the handlebar, I think it would be perfect. And you can do that out there, but it requires some rerouting of the cables, and extending your wiring and rerouting your brake line, just to make sure that when you're turning full left, full right, nothing is binding. And with that, you know, that 2-inch rise on the bar itself, or up, you know, from the handlebars, there will be some work that has to be done with that. So right now, it's not overly crucial for me to do that, but that's why it's in, the handlebars are in 5th place, tied at number 5, because, again, for the riding that I'm doing, it's an extremely comfortable platform, and I enjoy it a lot right now. That it's not something that's overly bothering me. The 5th thing that it is tied with, though, is a camera. Now, this may not be on a lot of people's lists, but it's kind of fun to record out where you're going, or just to take pictures of out where you're going and just kind of document, you know, what it is, with the kids coming out with me, going on rides and just being up in the hills and just being able to capture those memories and put them on the computer or whatnot, or whatever it may be, so that they can look back on that, we can look back on that. We get to save those memories. So right now, pretty much every single one of us has a phone that is capable of taking those pictures. So it's not something that is high up on the priority list or the want list, but just having something to be able to take those pictures, or to capture a little bit of video here and there, just to help remember why it is we bought the TW. That's it. Tied for number 5, a little bit taller handlebar or risers, and some sort of camera. So there it is. Those are my top 5 wants for the TW200. For me, and the casual riding that I do, and just the joy of being out on the TW, these are the 5 things that I would like to do to the bike eventually. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If there are questions or comments or things that you think that I missed that you would do to the bike instead, please put those in the comments below, because not everybody is going to have the same top 5 mods that they want to do to their bikes. Each one of us is different. Each one of us has a different riding style, and each one of us sees things differently. So whatever your top 5 may be, put them in, you know, put them in the comments, and maybe later on we'll make a compilation of the most wanted top 5 mods for the TW200. If there's anybody else out there who might like this video, please share it with them. And remember, hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified as soon as I get another video out to you. But thank you to all who watch these. I really appreciate it. It makes it fun for me to see the comments and to be able to respond to those. So yeah, we'll finish it with that. My name is Matt. This is Mob Street. Thanks for watching.